Hallo und willkommen zurück zu Shadowrun Hong Kong und wir gehen hier in den letzten Abschnitt. 5 people, all reeking of triad, huddle together next to your crew, muttering among themselves and pointing at the towering slum. One of them notices you and pats another on the chest with the back of his hand. And it's the man who's been guarding the walled city entrance since you arrived in Hairbrained. He acknowledges you, a look of doomed determination on his face. Mrs. Cheng sends her regards. She told us keep an eye out for you. What for? Mrs. Cheng wants to know what the hell is going on inside the walled city. She sent us to find out and report back to her. The tried soldier's hands shake. He sees you notice them and pulls them behind his back. She said us that if we saw you heading in there, we should go with you. We'd have a better chance of staying alive. Why go in there at all? Because Auntie told you to? Because this is a shot at distinguishing ourselves. Show Auntie that we have what it takes to rise in the organization. The soldier looks sidelong at his friends. It may be our best chance to provide for our families. The group of triads nod to each other in solemn unity as they take in the panic around them, the storm, the flood of people, the towering tenement, and something else, a wave of something emanating from within. Do you feel that? Gobbet holds the stomach. Madness and folly squeak their disapproval. It's like the walled city bad breath or something, she groans. It's disgusting. I don't know, unclean just looking at the place. Like life has no value or something, like there's just no point to anything. That's the toxic key, Chi. And it's exactly the point, we need to get rid of it. Fix it at the source, if I can. Raymond stares at the walled city, taking it in for the first time. The breath hitches in his chest, but the old man grits his teeth to grim determination. The fortune's engine is located at the heart of the walled city. That's where I need to go. I'll drop a marker in the center of the walled city on everyone's PDA recorder. We should be able to weave our way through it to the machine. Got it, let's go. Raymond, what's the best route to take? The old man shakes his head painfully. The gauze bandage covering his new data jack hatches a flash of lightning. 20 years since I stepped foot inside. I wasn't nearly the size then. No idea how to get there now. Only where we need to go. We can take advantage of the chaos. It may cover our approach in case someone is trying to stop us. We should split up. Keep Raymond back and out of harm's way. Look around, Gunshow. This whole place is in harm's way. It'll be safer if we split up. Korda leads some of us to clear the way to the machine. Auntie's men can follow with the rest of us, escorting Raymond once the way is secure. Wouldn't Raymond be safer in a larger group? Higher chance of success this way if we go in one group. One chance at success. But if the first team is killed, lost, the second can still find another route, still have a chance. Both teams. Use your comm to stay in touch. We have no idea what we're gonna face in there. I will be right behind you, Mike. Take care of yourself. Schön, dass wir da jetzt ein Wörtchen mitzureden hatten als Anführer. Der hat einfach gesagt, aber ein zweites Team wäre ja schon schön. Ja, okay, beschlossen. See you on the other side, little man. Raymond closes his eyes and lowers his head, solemn and resolved. Ja, dann gehen wir halt rein. City of Death. The typhoon pours down as the triad soldiers fan out in front of you, leading the way into Kowloon Walled City. Raymond shuffles along, alert and intent. Although exhausted by all that has gone on, he drives himself forward and will not accept help from anyone, who watches the windows and rooftops, his rifle never leaving his shoulder. He occasionally risks a glance at his foster father, concern, frustration and anger playing over his face like a slideshow. The walled city is worse than in your first visit, even with the rain. You can feel something is in the air. It's thicker now, and it clings to your skin like invisible filth. The miserable noises of slum life are gone, replaced by something worse. The sounds of death, the sounds of fear. As you round a corner, the group stops before heading in deeper. Ja. The inner walled city, what you have seen in your dreams, feels tame by comparison. The atmosphere is humid, with the oppressive weight of despair. You can feel it bearing down on your shoulders, whispering for you to give up. Lie down, await your miserable fate. Your skin feels oily and unclean. We're finally here, finally past the trash heap that encrusts this place. He reaches out and touches a Duraplast wall. The paint has long since chipped away, but that remains is enough to tell you that you're looking at the original exterior to Kowloon Walled City. It looks much sturdier than the ramshackle construction that has grown up around it. This is what Mother and I built, what was supposed to help people. All that we wanted was to help. Very poetic. Now let's move. I'm done with the talking. I don't want to spend a second longer in this place than I have to. The yellow Lotus 49er scans the horizon, his head on a swivel. He's full of the frenetic energy that can only come from pure terror and combat stims. Raymond doesn't move. He stands there, staring at the painted section of wall to his left. Tracing his grace, you can see what he's looking at. It's faint, but it's there, a faded stamp on the Tsang Mechanical Services logo. Even this is a nightmare now. Decrepit? Keine Ahnung. And rotten and falling apart. He squeezes his eyes shut. It was supposed to be a good place, safe place. Yeah, well, it isn't. And we all know whose fault that is, don't we? Her eyes flash dagger at your adoptive father. She wears her hate like a mask. He looks down on her, expressionless. Yes, and that's why I have to fix it. Mike, you need to clear me a path to the sarcophagus that surrounds the fortune engine. It will be at the center of all this. Please help me fix this. I can't do it by myself. Ray, we wouldn't have brought you all the way in here if we didn't want you to fix it. I'm not here to give you a closure, man. I have my own reasons for walking into hell. No. That's the plan. He reaches a hand toward you, pulls it back with a pained expression. Thank you. Clear a path, my friend. I will travel with Cheng's people and keep your adoptive father safe. We will escort him via side streets until it's safe for us to regroup. Good luck, Director. Raymond is more important than any of us. You keep him safe no matter what. Of course, he smiles at Raymond, enthusiasm burning in his eyes. Come, Mr. Tsang, let us see this machine that you have built. Get them there safe, we need him. He glances back at you. Come on, Korda, let's go. Stop right there! A group of Yellow Lotus 49ers is holding this entrance. Their leader, a dumpy female elf with chipped teeth and a bouffant hairdo, stumbles toward you. You drop your guns and get down on the floor! She shakes her head from side to side as if trying to clear it. A pair of bloodshot eyes roll in her sockets without reason or purpose. Drop everything or we'll gut you like pigs! Stand down, wherewith kindly Chang. You're from the Lotus Den, aren't you? Strangler Bao is on my side. Bao? Bao? She gestures wildly with the rifle. A thin stream of blood traces its way from her left nostril to her mouth. His time is done! Our new queen has shown us the way! Screaming unintelligibly, she launches herself at you. Her comfort follows behind, swinging their weapons wildly and howling for blood. Wisst ihr, warte, ich gehe einfach wieder. Schicken wir die nach vorne erstmal. Na toll, die bringt sich aber nur Accuracy und nicht dem, der gebufft wird. Gut, den kriegen wir nicht tot mit einem Schuss. Gucken, ob wir den... Spratz. Ah. Okay. Schon ganz praktisch. Flank, den können wir heilen. Und damit sind die dann auch beide tot, denke ich. Gucken wir erstmal, was mit die anderen. Den da. Damit ist seine Deckung kaputt. Oha, das hat gesessen. So, und er hat jetzt 3 Schuss, um den zu töten. Interact. You pushed your way forward through the piles of filth and through the narrow gaps between buildings, ducking under exposed sewage pipes and battered ductwork. Suddenly, you are through it and you're out on the other side. A slender woman stands a few meters in front of you. An extravagant coat hangs over her delicate frame, her hat pulled low over her face. She's facing you, but you can't make out her features. Behind her, another woman approaches at a trot. She's wearing ballistic armor and she has a weapon drawn. The insignia that's been emblazoned onto her shoulder pads is familiar to you. Zang. Hey, you there! She shouts at the hooded figure, her voice full of self-important pomp. You heard us. Clear the area and do it now. The inner blocks are off limits to non-Zang personnel. The hooded figure turns to face the approaching guards. My apologies, I got a bit lost. I'm not really familiar with this area. Her tone is silky smooth and perfectly even, almost hypnotic. That's okay, boo. She blinks, shakes her head to clear it. Her jaw clenches and you watch her eyes refocus. She shoulders a weapon. Don't you try that on me. You make one more sound and I'm gonna... With a motion that is too quick to follow, the hooded figure lashes out, grabbing the Zang guard around the waist. She baits the startled woman's weapon away with her other hand. Lunges forward and sinks her teeth into her neck. A spray of arterial blood fills the air and the guard's body goes limp. The hooded figure lets the Zang security officer's body crumble to the floor. She sweeps back her hood and dabs at her lips with her handkerchief. Ku Feng, pleasure to see you again. The pleasure is all mine. You are right on time, by the way. She turns the square of embroidered fabric in her hand and continues to blot the blood of her lips. Apologies for the mess. It's like eating soup dumplings. The liquid winds up getting everywhere, no matter how careful you try to be. Shouldn't you be lauding it over the repulse bay? That was what I helped you out for. I mean, I don't want to be rude, but why are you here? Why, I am here to help you, of course, and to bask in the misery of Walled City. She shrugs, half smiling. It's quite intoxicating, you know, the poisonous energy of this place and the being at the center of it all. I'm surprised that you can't feel it for yourself. I can feel it, believe me, it's repulsive. She shrugs. You're as alive as I am, Ku Feng. Vampires aren't really undead, they're just people with a disease. She shrugs. Maybe, personally, I love it. The slow chum of toxic chi, the aura of doom and despair that clogs the arteries of the walled city. Maybe it's a vampire thing, yet another advantage of being undead. Yeah, maybe. In any event, let's get down to business. I have a question for you. The thing that has arrived here, this Yama King, to use the local parlance, what are your intentions for it? I'm going to send it back to the hell that it crawled out of. That depends on it. I'm willing to talk to the thing, if that's what you're asking. What do you want me to do? She smiles sweetly. What I want is an honest answer. If I wanted to hear my own thoughts fed back to me, I'd ask one of my thralls. Goodness knows, I have enough of them back in the Repulse Bay. So let's try this again. What do you intend to do with the Yama King, or Queen, I suppose, and the machine that brought her here? I'm going to send back the hell that it crawled out of. Very good. In that case, I will help you. The energies that your Yama King's secretus are quite delicious. I can only imagine they will become more so at the moment of her death. That's how it works with blood. Why would this be any different? I'd be honored to have you fight my side. Great, sure, why not? Let's bring the bipedal leech on board. What's the worst that could happen? You've already got Gaichu on the team, what's the hurt here? She claps her hands together, smiling. Very good, that's going to be fun. Accessing turret systems. Main menu. Isabel, got anything you can do with this? She lets out a chuckle. I've made a habit of cracking Zang encryption. It's basically easy flipping a switch at this point. So I flip a switch and the turrets go down. Simple. She manipulates the electrical panel in front of her and some lights flicker and fade from the display. Done. Give it now or die! A little orc with a prominent jaw stands here growling. Her neck tattoos mark her as a red pole in the Yellow Lotus, and the patches on her vest call her out as resident of the Lotus Den. Watcher wanna be that Bow's replacement? Looks like the type. A smaller, lankier man cowers before her, hands clasped in supplication. A group of Yellow Lotus 49ers stand clustered around them, smirking, their weapons drawn. The Triad Ganger leans forward, puffing out the chest and flexing, her muscles bulge. You heard me, Doc. You wanna live? You gave me the shit, otherwise I'm gonna rip off your fingers and shove them down your throat. His eyes dart from ganger to ganger before coming back to rest on the red pole. Please, Song, I can't give you what you're looking for. There are plenty of people in the walled city who have a lot more to steal than I. She begins to stalk forward. With each step, she counts down. 5, 4, 3. He raises his hands, bows his head. Look, I don't want any trouble. I've got no quarrel with you, and I don't have any... She takes another step. Attack the Triad Ganger. If I'm here to clean up the walled city, I might as well start with you. Aua. Naja, es sind schon ein paar mehr. Shit. Können wir jetzt den ja benutzen, den Mercy Kill. Jo. Hat nicht gereicht. Tried. Was? Daneben? Den wollen wir damit auch mit erwischen. Das ist nicht Sinn der Sache. Ups. Sehr gut. Okay, heilt sich alles komplett bisher. Was? Weg. Kaputt. Der hat sie leider leichte Deckung. Der hat volle Deckung, die wir aber kaputt machen können. Allerdings kann er jetzt einmal drauf schießen. Naja, ganz tot kriege ich ihn leider noch nicht. Ach shit, das geht immer noch nicht. Okay, wunderbar. The shaman nods his head in gratitude. Thank you for your help. But what are you doing in the walled city at a time like this? He looks you up and down, and his hand unconsciously rises to stroke his beard as his thoughts churn. It's a family thing. Just looking to make some extra yen off this chaos. I'm here on business. His eyes narrow, suspicion obvious. I see. Enough about me. What's your name? I'm sorry, but now isn't the time for us to be sharing personal details. Don't worry, I'm not asking you for your bank codes or anything. I just like to know who I help is all. My name is Kordanor. He looks uneasy and shifts his weight from one foot to the other. After a moment, he cracks a small smile and sighs. I suppose you're right. I appreciate what you did for me. I'm diesem. It's nice to meet you. I don't mean to come off as rude. It's just he chooses his words carefully. I've been in the walled city for some time. Everything here is so under the radar, and I needed to disappear. Not too long ago, I discovered a bounty on my head. Don't ask why. I couldn't tell you. Don't know, but I've already run into one or too many runners who've jumped at the chance to try to turn me in. So you understand my caution. I'm in a pinch. He shakes his head. No, more like a vice. I've made it my my mission to bring down the corp. But with this bounty on my head, it's getting harder and harder to dodge the people who want to cash me in. That's why I'm here, in this shithole of a city. Your cooperatives have to pay for what they've done. He searches your face, his eyes pleading. Please don't turn me in. Far as I'm concerned, we never met. Here's what we are going to do. You are going to give me something from your wares. Some real good, and I'm going to let you go, understand? Far as I'm concerned, we've never met. You can see his whale body relax as relief floods through him. He musters a tired smile. Thanks, stranger. Do you know anything about what's happening to this city? Not much, just that things are bleak, and I'm doing my best to stay out of it. But there are Tsang officers, triads, and residents everywhere. It's like swimming through people soup. But I don't know why. I just know that something big must be going on to warrant all this madness. Seen anything strange? His brow furrows as he considers the question. Now that you mention it, I notice the locals acting sort of off. Some are wandering around in a daze, others are having tantrums, and a few of them were even wailing on officers like crazed animals. I thought they might just be pissed about their homes being invaded, but there's something in their eyes. He clears his throat, breaking a statement. No, it's probably nothing. City is under fire, people are probably just confused and lashing out. Still, be careful around the civilians, they're stung pretty tight right now. Looks like you're packing quite a few items there. I'm looking to buy. Can I see what you've got? Go ahead. At this point, there are mostly liabilities. You could help me out by lightening the load. No, will er nicht. Alright, anything else you might need? Leave. Da unten sind noch mehr Leute. Medical vendor. A scrawny woman in ill-fitting clothing stares at you, sizing you up. She clutches a bulging plastic grocery bag to her chest. You got yen? Need meds? She squeezes the grocery bag tighter. I've got drugs and need yen. Maybe we can make a deal. You should probably get out of here. Bad things are going down and it's gonna get dangerous. Her brow furrows. That isn't news. It's always dangerous in the walled city. Listen to me. The Yama Kings are real and one of them is here. She's already driving people insane. You have to get out and you have to do it now. I can't leave, I have nowhere else to go. Even if I did go wandering around outside, I'd probably either get sent back or killed. Outsiders don't like us much. She licks her lips, looks down at her bag. I know the walled city, I know how to lay low. I'm gonna hang right here and I'm gonna be fine. Have it your way, but don't say I didn't warn you. You're making a huge mistake. Look, you want meds or not? It's quality stuff. Straight from the Lotus Den. I got jabs, I got inhalers, I got pills, everything you could need. All right here in my bag. If you don't want anything, piss off. Alright, show me what you've got. Das ist derselbe Kram wie der andere auch hatte. Got to go. A tall, well-groomed man with jet black hair leans casually against his fruit stand. His hard features suggest that he hasn't smiled in a long time, but his demeanor isn't cold, only cautious. He appears less interested in watching his wares and more interested in watching people. The man sees you approach and speaks his inflection smooth and careful, not at all like a fruit vendor's. Fresh fruit? Fruit? You here to buy? You're a runner, I can tell by how you hold yourself. He studiously observes his surroundings before returning his gaze to you. Name's Jang, but people around here call me Steel Drake. I'm trying to stay on the down low, so I'd appreciate if you'd keep your voice down. Let's not make our backgrounds public knowledge, alright? Well, hello. I just pulled a job and I'm still under some heat. Got to clean the yen and fence some of the gear I nabbed. A walled city is the best way to do that and stay out of sight. Fenced goods, Let's see the producer's side and take a look what you've got. You might be willing to take some of those things off your hands. A moment, I only sell my best goods to like-minded individuals, and I believe you're deserving of such. He turns to his stand and with a click hits a hidden switch. What originally appeared to be a bin of apples now slowly slides up from the counter, revealing just beneath the counter a handful of guns, explosives and other wicked gadgets. Just what I needed. Let's have a look. Consumables. Frag grenades. Gekauft. Confirm. Ich verstehe jetzt nicht ganz, hat er die jetzt da rein sortiert? Sieht ja nicht danach aus. Wo sind denn die ganzen Granaten, die ich gekauft habe? Sehe ich nichts von. He waves his first wrist toward the display. Take your time. So, what do you need? Nothing, just sitting out. Das hat gerade keinen Sinn gemacht. Jetzt habe ich wahrscheinlich mein Geld ausgegeben, ohne was bekommen zu haben. Keine Ahnung. Wurscht. Gehen wir weiter. Enter the mid-ring of the walled city. Your comlink buzzes. It's Raymond, still alive. Mike, what's your status? Your mother set up a cordon around the inner walled city. We just got through. We're almost at the center of the walled city. At some opposition. No, this cordon? Oh my! How did you get through? We had to take them down. You don't want to know. He lets out a sigh. Too much loss of life because of me. It was unfortunate but unavoidable. I made a mistake and they attacked in retaliation. I'm sorry. I was unfortunate but unavoidable. Please, Mike, try to avoid more casualties. You need to be careful. The nearer you draw to the fortune engine, the worse the astral disruptions will become. And make sure that when you reach, the call cuts out. No. Wu looks around with a grimace. Did that sound important to you? Because that sounded absolutely fucking necessary to me. Can we re-establish contact? Duncan runs a hand through his hair in frustration, but relents. At this point, the only thing we can do is move forward. So let's get to it, Kordanor. The walled city's mid-ring stands tall before you. It looks even worse than what you just tracked through. A jumbled nightmare of crumbling buildings and exposed wires. A terrible sense of déjà vu washes over you. You put one foot in front of the other and press further inside. Cannot save during NPC turn. Ob ich hier speichern kann. Bum. Hallo. Bist du denn? The crowd is in a frenzy. They are shouting, screaming at the Tsang security officers who block their progress. A dead body lies in a rapidly expanding pool of blood at their feet. The gloves are off. They've already killed a man. This is gonna get ugly in a second. Kufeng shoots you a backward glance. Zhang security arrived here in force about an hour ago. They've been cordoning off streets and pushing people out ever since. It looks like they are trying to take control of the inner walled city, but the desperate poor have them outnumbered 1,000 to 1. The inevitable massacre should begin any second now. The crowd surges forward and burst of gunfire pushes them back. Back away! Back the fuck away! The muzzle of his weapon dips and weaves as he barks out orders. Those in the front of the crowd try to backpedal, only to run up against those surging forward from the back. I am warning you, clear the area, now, please, this is our home, our families are still inside. This is for your own good, we are here to protect you. He gesticulates wildly, a spittle flying from his mouth. You can't be here, back away, this is your last warning, attack the Zhang troops. As you raise a weapon, you see them ready their own. Hat er gut getroffen. Er hat noch schöner getroffen. Na. Nehmen wir den. Na, Mist. Der hat irgendwie nichts getan. Lolololala. Spratzel. Detonator. Open door. Da ist wieder so ein Vieh. Dann lade ich nochmal. You hear the muffled sound of a shouting coming from the west. Multiple voices are calling out for something. You can't make out what they're saying, but they sound like they're in a panic. Great, another of those things. I can't say I'm thrilled with the prospect of wading deeper into the territory. I have concerns, is what I'm saying. You've got to push forward, it's not like we have a choice. Ich gehe nochmal zurück, aber ich werde nochmal laden, weil ich ihn dann töten wollte. Aber nix. Dass ich den Kampf sofort eröffne und den direkt umballer. Locken. Bum, 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 bum. Und dann ist das Level wahrscheinlich auch durch. Und es lädt und lädt und lädt. Rechts unten steht Saving. Das ist am Loaden. Okay. Was ist eigentlich das ein Detonator jetzt gewesen? Mechanical key with accompanying detonator was standard military grade explosive charges. Können wir nicht machen. Hier, Kampf initiieren. Nach links können wir noch. Dann machen wir das gerade noch. Enter the center. A pack of wild-eyed civilians are trapped behind this makeshift barricade. You can hear them speaking, a maddening stew of slurred words and strange noises, all mixed together into an unintelligible stew. Some appear to be crying, others clearly wounded. A group of Tsang officers surround the gibbering civilians. They are clearly agitated, some as wild-eyed as the people they are accosting. Their body language takes you back to the corporate prison and the years that you spent incarcerated there. This was what it looked like when the guards were about to remove an inmate from the gene pool. Pent up as they are, the civilians will be helpless to fight back unless someone lets them out of their cage. They're as good as dead. We can't go in, Kordanor, not unless you're actively looking to get hurt. She waves her hands in the direction of the corralled civilians. If I've dealt with these people, they're not right in the head. What do you mean by not right? Their feeble minds have succumbed to the forces at play in the city. Whatever conscience they used to govern their thoughts has degraded or gone, maybe even for good. They're no longer in control of their actions and they're dangerous. You're telling me that a vampire is afraid of a bunch of helpless people? Then what do you suggest? We leave. Those people are a threat to us just as much as those officers are to them. But if you're set on helping them, I suppose that you could use the fuse box over there to blow the barricade. Who knows, maybe it'll distract the officers or something. Take a closer look at the explosives. You can see, you scan the area. It appears that the only way forward is through the barricade, and with the Tsang officers closing in, you need to make a decision, fast. Approach the fuse box and destroy the barricade. You spot 2 detonation charges, one rigged to the barricade, the second rigged to the bridge. It looks as though blasting your way forward will also destroy your only known avenue of retreat. If you do this, you could wind up stuck there. What does? This fuse box looks like it's hooked up to the bridge behind you and to the barricade in front of you. If activated, it will destroy the bridge, preventing you from going back, but it will also destroy the barricade so that you can move forward. Hit the demolition button. The explosion is deafening. Waves of concussion crash into you from both sides at the bridge, and the barricade disappear in gouts of flame. You stagger, and the civilians on the other side of the wall do the same. The Tsang security troops that were threatening them barely manage to stand their ground. Disperse them, damn it! Get back, or we'll open fire! The Tsang guard's voice is raw with panic. This is your last warning. The crowd moves as one, lurching forward with maniac grins on their faces. The leader, a skeletal man in his early 20s, allows his hips to part. He doesn't have a tooth in his head. He doesn't have a tooth in his head, and his tongue is missing. The security officers stand their ground. As the screaming masses charge them, they open fire. Es ist aber bald gut. Und ich muss alle umbringen. Na, ist natürlich jetzt sehr, sehr wenig Schaden gewesen. Ah, schon besser. Fast hinüber. Mercy Kill. Das war nix. Schön AP abgezogen. Der fängt ja echt alles auf. Das hat sich auf jeden Fall schon gelohnt. Oh! Den habe ich nicht gesehen. Sauber. Sauber. kann den nicht treffen. Von da. Sauber. Keine Ahnung, wie viel HP der hat. Light Cover. Ich glaube, die bleibt da am besten so stehen erstmal. Neben. 8. Mhm. Out of Ammo. Reload. Ballern wir hier oben die weiter kaputt. Ah. Nicht so gerade optimal. Da ist Light Cover. Wo sind da Light Cover? Davon abgesehen sollte ich den Cover doch gerade zerstört haben. Alter! Jetzt gar nicht. Diesmal ist er nicht umgefallen. Aua! 20. Kann sich noch nicht heilen. Knopf. Der eine ist weg. Der macht's auch nicht mehr lang. zerstört. Okay, dann machen wir auch jetzt einen Schnitt und dann geht's am nächsten Mal zum Center der Walled City. Bis denn!